This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
No way.
From the Sanoxie 1.5K King Studios of Arizona, does Nate Diaz have a chance against Jake Paul? UFC 281 talk. UFC Vegas 64 fight week. Two-time bare-knuckle champion Chritine Misfit Ferea live with the MMA-Holes. And the crowd goes wild. Welcome everyone to the stream. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone is wonderful in the chat. It's good to be here rolling and flowing on the MMA-Holes Wednesday night fight week. I think it's Vegas 64? I don't know. Rodriguez Lemos. That's happening on Saturday. And tonight we're going to have Chritine Ferea back on the show, two-time bare-knuckle champion. She'll be back. She'll be on in like around 40 some odd minutes, 50 minutes around there. I'll have Chritine on again talking about what's next for her. Who is she defending the belt against? Is she going to be in bare knuckle? A lot of crazy stuff to talk about with Chritine, and we'll get her opinions on the craziness that is Jake Paul, the UFC stuff going on, all that fun stuff. So we'll be hanging out with Chritine in a little bit. Usually we have the guest on in the beginning of the show, but tonight, halfway through the show. So stand by and hit that like button as we wait for our guest to appear. Nate Diaz. You know, Nate Diaz is floating around. He's basically a free agent. Jake Paul says, well, Nate, you are under contract with the UFC. I don't know if we could fight, blah, blah, blah. I don't think he is. I think we're done. I think he's done with the UFC. He's free. He's ready to go. So tonight, I do want to discuss with the people your opinions on this. Does Nate Diaz beat Jake Paul? What's the chances? What's the odds over here? So I'm going to just put in the chat a live poll. So we're going to put who wins. Let's see. Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. I also want to talk about the situation UFC 281. You know, it's funny. I was looking through the events that are coming up, and we just had a pay-per-view, it seems like, and then all of a sudden, bang, UFC 281 is like literally not this Saturday, next Saturday. It's crazy. Like, we're rolling right into another pay-per-view. Adesanya versus Pereira. So I figure let's talk about that a little bit. Listen, this card over here, I know everyone's like, okay, it's time for the predictions and breakdowns. On Friday, we will be giving the lock picks, so stay tuned for that. And we'll talk about it a little bit if we have not much to talk about. But let's be honest, no one gives a shit. 281, that's the meaty thing, right? That's the thing that we're all fired up about. UFC 281. Will Pereira really be the guy to dethrone Izzy at middleweight? That's a big conversation. So it would be... it'd be terrible of us not to talk about that. So we'll talk about that. But let me know in the chat right now who's in attendance bright and early on a Wednesday. Hopefully everyone's doing well. And who wins, Nate Diaz or Jake Paul? Now, some people might think this is a completely crazy question. And I think I should turn the fan on. It's hot in her. If someone were to stop me in the street and say, hey, Mystic Moss, who wins, Jake Paul, Nate Diaz? I go Jake Paul. I didn't even think about it, especially after what I saw with Anderson Silva. I don't want to hear about fraud, fixed, any of that stuff. I kind of don't want to talk about that anymore. Because whether you think it's real or fake, it doesn't matter. Jake Paul is still moving forward. He's still going to be fighting a bunch more times. Whether you think it's WWE or it's real boxing or if it's Disney boxing or YouTube, whatever the hell you think it is, he's going to compete. It's going to happen. I said my opinion on a stream. I feel like we shouldn't debate the back and forth of is it real, is it fake? Because honestly, we're beating a dead horse. I set everyone straight, okay? I set everyone straight. I did a whole stream about it, so no need to talk about that. So hypothetically speaking, if Nate Diaz was the guy, right, which I think would be a very bad night for Nate, this version of Jake Paul is a problem child. He's a problem here. He's gotten better. And take from what we took with Anderson Silva and then take that information and put into a Nate Diaz fight. I don't know how, in any way, as much as I like Nate, who just got a submission in his last win over Tony Ferguson, I don't know where he would win in boxing. I don't know. I don't know how he would pull this off. Would it be the cardio? Jake's cardio looked pretty damn good going this 8-round fight. I mean, where in this fight? I mean, you're not going to be open hand slapping with those boxing gloves. I don't know if that's quite going to work. So, like, where, to the people that do think that Nate's going to win, where would it be? How would it be? Those are the people I'm interested in right now. And here's the poll. Let's put the poll up for you guys. There we go. So far, 43% say Jake Paul and 57% say Nate Diaz. Okay, good. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want the other side in the chat. So help me out, chat. Make me believe, or make me understand how Nate wins this boxing fight. Make me understand this. Did you know Logan Paul is fighting Roman Reigns in WWE main event for the title? Pauls are catching W's. It's not even cool to hate me anymore or hate on them, you saying? Well, Logan's easy to hate, and so is Jake. They both have their ways where you can hate on them, but I think Jake a little bit less. Like, Logan is doing his thing as an actor in WWE, and I guess people are all excited about that. I know he's competing. I didn't know it was Roman Reigns, and I got to be honest with you, if someone put a lineup of dudes in front of me and said, which one is Roman Reigns, I would have no idea who the hell Roman Reigns is. So I'm probably bad at talking about WWE, but good on him, you know, good on Ronda making the money over there, and good on Logan making money over there and doing their thing. No hate on that, but I just don't care. Let's see. Masa, quit being a bottom feeder. You got enough views to be more... wait, hold on. What the fuck are you saying? Okay, here we go. You got enough views to be more than conversating about fake fights. I don't know what the fuck. You got enough viewers to be more than conversating about fake fights. What English? What English is that? Like, which way? I kind of get what you're saying, but can you write that in like a grammatically correct way so I could understand? I'm just being honest. Okay, you're following these fake fights is going to hurt you in long run. To CCDC, bro. Who taught you how to fucking text? Is he talking about WWE? Can someone translate? I don't. It's like very choppy, man. Like I don't know. Like I'm having problems getting through your statements. We're gonna have Dan Savage as the translator. Diaz could knock out drunk Goose at this point. Jake is winning. Let's be honest, people. He has the power, youth, and size. Let's all get over our hates, is Zen Book's review. People say Nate has good boxing, but he's just good cardio. His boxing is okay in MMA, but from a boxing standpoint, he isn't that good. He is also prone to cuts and gets hit too much, says Bro Hogan. Yeah, listen, I think he's a decent boxer. I think he's all right. I don't think he's like the best boxer out there, but I think his cardio and the way he can just keep on piecing together things, keep the momentum going forward. His cardio is his big strong point, right? But he isn't the biggest guy in the world, and you know, Jake is a lot bigger. Jake has proven that he has cardio. Jake is willing to work the body to try to tire out his opponent. Like he's willing to adapt to a game plan, right? To get the job done. So are you talking about WWE? WWE is fake. I think we all know this, right? I think. Does anyone think it's real? What's more real, WWE or Jake Paul fights? Pereira sends Izzy to the WWE, says Jeremy. I'm bad on this one with the picks for Izzy and Pereira, right? Pereira, I should say. People say Pereira. Some people say Pereira. I feel like it's Pereira. That's why I feel like how you're supposed to say it, but I don't know. You could easily be piecing together fights and what goes on in those fights. I choose to cover fake fights. It's like cryptic. It's like what? It's like in code. When are you gonna play Elden Ring on the second channel, bro? I tell you, I gave up. God of War is next. One day, I feel like Elden Ring is the type of game where I can just jump back in eventually a couple of years down the road and still be fun to watch. So eventually I'll go back. I'm not going to sell it or anything. Eventually I'll go back into that. But God of War is going to take my attention, and I'll run through that game. I say if Jake Paul can get people to buy the pay-per-views, he should milk fighting old MMA fighters and get them bags. Yeah, I mean, he's 6 pro fights in. I got to be honest with you. If Jake Paul was going to fight a real boxer, I don't care. Like, I would like to see him fight a more skilled guy, sure. Especially after he beat up my Anderson Silva. Yeah. But I'm at the point right now, if someone were to say to me, honestly, Chris, what would you rather see Jake Paul fight? A real boxer that no one fucking knows of, but he's a real boxer? Or would you rather see some sort of, I don't know, MMA personality or someone, I don't know, someone to shut him down for the MMA community? I think I'd rather the circus. I think I'd rather that. These guys are getting paid. So, I mean, it's not quite humiliating. Jake Paul has shown that he can throw a punch. So it's not the end of the world if he fights these guys. He's not embarrassing MMA legends. He's not fighting him in MMA. He's fighting him in boxing. You know, like, so that's the thing. If he fights Nate Diaz, he beats the shit out of Nate Diaz, who cares? It's boxing. You know, like it's a whole different sport. So I don't mind. I don't. Don't be stupid, Moss. 81 viewers talking about fake fights we already discussed among ourselves. Are you talking about WWE or boxing? Did you confirm? I must have missed it. I don't know. You want new blood to win championships? Is that what you're saying? I want Pereira to win. Yes. So when it comes to the UFC 281 side of things, and we will get into it a little bit more later on. And by the way, Chritine Ferea is coming on second half of the show. But I am bad to, like, if you say, hey, Chris, who you got in this fight? I'm biased because I do want Pereira to win. And I got to say, like, seeing his clips online, on social, he's actually pretty funny. I think I don't know. I think it gets more interesting, you know? If Izzy wins, he's doing what he's supposed to do, being the best. So, yeah, I'm leaning towards Pereira. I hope he gets the win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Izzy dances to a decision. I don't know how I became such a Chad, but thank you. I'm trying to push out your need to cover bullshit. I'm assuming you're saying Jake Paul, right? Are you saying that Jake Paul fights are fake, CC? Is that what you're trying? Just fucking say it. Are you from the States or are you from another country? Maybe there's an English barrier, language barrier, I don't know. But like, say it, just say it in the chat. Say exactly what you mean rather than this weird cryptic message stuff. Okay, so you're saying Jake Paul. You can't say the guy's name? Is it impossible to type Jake Paul in the chat? Is it drive you nuts? It's like, oh my God, my fingers can't get myself to put Jake Paul in the chat. So you're saying Jake Paul fights are fake. Is that what you're saying? CTE is very real in WWE. Izzy did a reaction to Cater versus Allen card and skipped over Jacoby fight. Pereira KO'd them both. I didn't see it. Is it worth a watch? I think Izzy's reactions aren't bad. Like every once in a while, I'll circle back around and see like his clips. Okay, I love this channel. So I don't understand. You can't say Jake Paul. It's just impossible to put in the chat. You don't have, no, just listen. It's very simple. The more like transparent you are with your comments in the chat, the more we can have a conversation. But if you're just writing stuff that's just like weird cryptic messages, we do have like 80 people in here. So it's like, how am I supposed to read your mind? It's impossible. I can't. We're not married. If we were married, then I would have to try to read your mind, but we're not. That means Chris Benoit's situation is fake too. Wow, WWE fooled us. But here's the thing. Like I said before, guys, I did a whole stream. On the Jake Paul situation. I did it. I showed video. I showed actual physical evidence of the fight being actually legit. Okay, so let's move on. Like, stop it. Don't live with the hate in your heart. Just fucking move past the delusional side, all right? Or this not delusional side, this side that is just, it can't accept the truth. Like, listen, I get it. There are certain things out there that are fixed and fake. I'm with you. But in this situation, judging from all the evidence that we got, that was a real fight. These guys boxed. They fucking, underneath, in the boxing rules, these guys got in the ring and they fucking beat the shit out of each other. Anderson Silva versus Jake Paul was legit. Absolutely legit. I mean, Anderson was getting cracked in real time when they showed that replay quickly. I could understand and I entertained. Was it fixed? I actually entertained that because I understand there's that side of the community. So what did I do? I actually sat there. I actually watched the videos, all different angles. I broke it down and I proved to you that it's actually real. Now, if you can't take that, then I'm sorry. I mean, you're going to be really upset when you find out about Santa. Cover just makes a joke of fighting. Why? Why does it make it? So covering boxing is a joke because honestly, that was a legit boxing match. Like, I don't understand. Like, that was an actual good boxing fight between Jake Paul and Anderson Silva. It was an actually decent fight. It is what it is. Jake Paul was previously 5 fights as a pro boxer. Anderson Silva has limited experience as a boxer, but has all his experience as MMA. They fight under the boxing rule set, and it is what it is. Like, I don't understand. What's the problem? Like, and here's why we are linked into talking about this stuff. He fought Anderson Silva. He fought Anderson.
Wonderful.
This guy's an MMA guy. We're an MMA show.
The only person that can beat Jake is Charles to Oliveira. Once this fight happens, Jake going to steep. Moss, Chris LOL, they boxing is as real as the hits in the WWE. And oh yes, all the hits are real. Shut your hole.
God. I sense a little conspiracy in there. I don't know. Once this fight happens, okay, so he's saying the only person that can beat Jake is Charles Star. Oh, okay, are you guys trolling? Like, now I'm thinking, okay, there's a heavy troll thing going on in here that I don't know what to fucking believe. I'm not going to dive down the conspiracy road tonight. I'm exhausted with it. We did it for 2 hours. We did it for fucking 2 hours the other day. I can't be dragged into this fucking world. I can't do it. I honestly can't do it. And here's the thing. If you don't like the Jake Paul experiment, that's fine. I have no problem with that. Then don't watch it. It's fine. But here's the thing. If he's fighting MMA guys, or if these fights are so, like, now it's to the point where I'm interested. I want to see what the fuck's next with this kid because honestly, he's getting better. He's like light years better from that last Tyron Woodley fight. That Tyron Woodley fight was terrible. The second one, even though he knocked out Woodley and everyone's like, oh, it's fixed. His boxing skills have legitimately gotten better. If Nate Diaz fights Jake Paul, let me ask you this. Are you saying that's going to be fixed? To the people out there, if Nate Diaz and Jake Paul sign a contract to fight each other, will that be fixed? Is Nate Diaz the type of guy that will go in there and fucking take a dive or lose rounds, or like, is Nate Diaz that guy? I think that's a good question. Is he that guy? Because if we're saying Nate Diaz is going to drop for cash, okay. I guess everything that Nate Diaz was and is right out the window. None of the fights have been fixed. You can't slap with boxing gloves, though. I know. It's going to be hilarious to see him try. I reckon Nate gets clipped and finished. Nate won't dive. Jake should fight The Undertaker in a cage match. It's not fixed, but Nate, this is getting knocked out. Or Nate Diaz getting knocked out. Paul's a celebrity fighter. Just accept it for what it is and events. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. In the beginning, it was a gimmick. It was goofy. It was silly. I have to be honest with you. After that Anderson Silva fight, I was shocked. Jake looked great in that fight. He did. He looked like a million times better than I thought he was going to look against Anderson. You know? It was a close fight. But considering the experience that Jake Paul has against a guy like Anderson Silva, I was shocked. And then he drops him in the 8th round. Like, it was a shocking experience. King aside, Jake can beat Diaz in a legitimate boxing match. Nate is way too small. Yeah, I do believe that size is a problem in that situation. I do. Because, like, what is Nate going to do? It's not like he can get dropped and then off his back, like, throw up a triangle. You know, like, I mean, let's think about it, like, what Nate has done. You know, Nate's jiu-jitsu has been something that's been helping him tremendously throughout his career. And he's got good boxing, but come on. The answer to your question about my donation is the meme department. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got over here. Let's see. The meme department. We'll have Chritine Ferea on in approximately 30 minutes. Coming on the MMA-Holes Live. We'll be talking to her about some fun stuff. Two-time bare knuckle champ back on the show. Meme department. Let's see. Oh, okay. I didn't see this. Charlestar over Rivera. It's a tongue twister. Doesn't exist and can't hurt you. Charlestar over Rivera. Why not? Like Overeem and okay. Thank you, Kainotto. Thank you. Swiftly over the head. The only one beating Jake Paul is Conor McGregor. Nate's a you go. Hold on. Nate's a you go ground. You are a pussy. Nate's a you go ground. You are a pussy. I got to ask you a question, people in the chat. Are you typing this way to fuck with me, or it's just like maybe it's text to speech? 45-year-old man trying to fight 18-year-old kid. How sad, says Tommy Gunn. What was he talking about? Oh, he's talking about the the pumpkin patch. You know what's sad? You had to come in another burner account. What was the account that got banned? Let me know. Jake versus Nate in Dana's new slapboxing organization. There you go. That's interesting. Chris, do you think some people in the chat possibly have Down syndrome? Yeah, I got to be honest with you. There's certain times where I do feel that there is like, I don't know, like I feel like I'm talking to the Thriller extras, you know, like the zombies that were like, it's like sometimes I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. Or I feel like sometimes people are doing text to talk. I think a lot of that's happening. So people are talking, because if I text to talk and put it in a YouTube chat, chances are it's going to look like a Mongoloid wrote it, or texted, I should say. So it's probably what it is. The talk in the chat is what you get for talking about that boxing fight as though there's any legitimacy. Well, I mean, listen, I mean, here's the thing. I did my Round Earth stream. Okay. I did that. And I feel free to give me the Flat Earth, footage. Give me some more Flat Earth footage so I can, I could study that. You know what I'm saying? Give me that stuff. Because, I mean, I like to work on evidence. I don't like to work on theories. And that's the problem. Like I can entertain theories. Like if something comes up, and it's like, okay, here's a red flag, and there's like no real evidence proving against it, then I could play with it, and I could do a whole show about it. And trust me, conspiracies would sell so much more, me just sitting here and just rambling on conspiracies. Like if I just said, oh my God, this fight's fixed, every stream, fixed. I mean, I'd probably get double, triple the views, and just capitalize off of just the nonsense. But I just can't. I can't sell my soul to the fake world. You know, this fictitious stuff that everyone wants to throw out there. It sounds fun to talk about, but I just can't do it. I mean, if the evidence is not in that direction, why do I even sit here and entertain it? You know, it's silly. Christine's going to save the show. Yeah, I'm going to ask her if she thinks. Imagine she comes on, she's like, yeah, that shit was fixed. I'm like, oh my God. I'm pulling my hair out. Maybe. All right, let's look at this poll over here. Damn, this shit's close. This is close. All right, so 53% saying Jake Paul wins. 47% say Nate Diaz wins. Keep on getting your votes in over here. I want to see by the end of the stream where this thing winds up. That's wild. Like, that is legit wild. And the only reason why I think this is happening is because it's an MMA community. So I guess that's why the poll is going is so close. But I don't know. So, all right, so the people picking Nate, how does he win? Does he submit him? Like, how does he win in this boxing fight? You're shaped like a potato. All the G's on weeknights. They will take a dive for the money. Oh, man. You think? I mean, could you imagine? I kind of wanted this fight to happen, Nate versus Jake Paul. I kind of want this fight to happen because I think the end of the channel will be the Nate Diaz dive conspiracies. I think that's when I might have to just hang it up and be like we've all officially lost our mind. It was like the Cowboy Cerrone dive thing with Connor. The Cowboys dive, like, think about Cowboy Cerrone. Think about the kind of man that guy is. That guy's a man's man. Like, he's like a real dude. Like, that guy, if you think man's man, you think cowboy. When he was on his Instagram and someone was threatening him and his family, he dropped his home address in the comments section. He's like, show up, roll up. I'll be waiting for you. Like, that's fucking nuts. That's a real man right there. And then people were saying that Cowboy Cerrone would dive against Conor because money talks. Certain guys out there would not. Nate Diaz is not one of those guys. He is not. He's got kids to feed. Dude, I'm feeding a kid off a shitty YouTube channel and we're barely making any money. It's not that hard. I mean, it's a struggle. But Cowboy Cerrone makes a lot more money than me. And all he has to do is show up for appearances, his dude ranch, his BMF ranch, whatever you want to call it. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Like, it's like you're taking the baddest men on the planet and you're saying they're going to dive. And if Nate Diaz fights, if he fights Jake Paul in a fake fight and he dives and the theory comes out that he God damn it, man. Oh, what are we doing? Where has this world gone? Why even watch anymore? Like, if you think guys like Nate and Cowboy Cerrone are fucking taking dives, why do you even watch the UFC? If you think about it. You know, why even bother? It's not worth it. Might as well watch WWE. I mean, you're taking the baddest men. Like in real life, the baddest men. And you're saying they're going to fucking take dives and shit. After they go through a full camp. Let's just fucking dive. Conor versus Jake is the only fight to make. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Conor, he does and says some dumb things. I feel like that is just not the right move. Not a good business move for Conor. Yes, he'd make a lot of money off of it, but I don't think that's good, man. I think you would have a better chance of seeing Conor getting smoked by Mayweather again. Because at least, you know, it's a credible loss, right? Jake, who knows? I mean, 10 years down the road, if this kid keeps fucking fighting and he's rattling off 40 wins and now he's fighting real boxers and shit like that, down the road it could look good. But right now, not a good look. I don't think Conor he needs to be a stepping stone for Jake. Ann says, no dive for money. No dive for money. Ann knows. She knows about that, Cowboy, right? Nation is better and never tires. Yeah, he does. He's got a chin. So, okay, so let's get back on topic here. Let's try to, if Nate Diaz were to win this fight, if you guys think Nate's going to win this fight, I do want to know how he wins. That's what I want to hear from. I don't want to hear about any of this nonsense. Oh, he's going to dive, this and that. If Jake funded a fix with Silva, wouldn't it be for financially... Hold on, let's try this again. I lost your chat. Here we go. If Jake funded a fix with Silva, wouldn't it be more financially rewarding to just beat Jake and take his spot? People love controversy regardless of if it makes sense. So if he funded a fix with Silva, wouldn't it be more financially rewarding to just beat Jake and take his spot? So what are you trying to say? Wait, so you're saying it's Silva to beat Jake? Is that what you're saying? So Jake losing, fixing to lose the fight? I mean, Jake winning is the thing that would make sense, right? Nate won't stop it. So decision. Okay, so Nate's gonna outstrike. I mean, here's the thing: power strikes. So right off the bat, when you think about judging with Jake Paul fights, the everything's gonna be stacked in his favor, right? So not a fix, but he's gonna make, because he's the A side, he's gonna make this environment the best possible way for him to win a fight, right? And I think judges are kind of swayed in favor of Jake. Jake outlanded Silva, but the power strikes were in favor of Silva. So, I mean, you can make the argument, but then the knockdown happened. I got to be honest with you. If Anderson took a knockdown, how many times do you think? I mean, Nate's going to be on his ass. He's going to be on his ass about 4 times if he stays the distance. Nate's going to get dropped. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's not a doubt in my mind that Nate will get dropped. So if you're getting dropped in all these rounds, it doesn't matter how many strikes you're throwing on the guy, you're not going to win that fight. So the people think that Nate's going to win a decision. Do you think he's actually going to avoid being dropped? Jake was touched by Disney. Was he? I hate Jake with a passion. So fake or real, I would never ever want him to win, no matter if the fighters were fixed or not. I hate the guy. Oh my God, Ann does not like. Well, at least you're honest. I'd rather that. I'd rather you just be honest, right? You don't like him, and that's fair. I can't argue that. If you don't like him, you don't like him. Breeds. And Jake is still a better boxer than you. Oh, he's a better boxer than me, that's for sure. Nate needs to worry about not getting any more CTE, Disney kid. Listening what you're talking about. You know anything at all about boxing, lad, says John 808. Well, how about you school me, bud? Tell me what I should know, because I got to be honest with you. I know about the UFC way more than I know about boxing, for sure. So school me. Put the class in session. Tell me, why did you say that? Is it because you think that Nate is going to win the fight? Is that why you said that? Explain. Jake will open Nate's face easily with scissors. You're saying Jake will bring scissors into the ring. Problem child and loves biscuits and gravy. Silva pulled his punches. Okay. Was a joke of a boxing match. His idle hand. So you're saying he pulled his punches. I think people forgot how Silva fought. He's done that in UFC fights too. He's pulled his punches. He's done that before. I think that here's my assessment. I feel that Anderson Silva was eating body shots and he wasn't ready for those. Because he did say that at the post fight as well. Like, it was, that game plan, Jake sticking to the body shots and everything like that kind of, switched things up. I think he expected something different. Or maybe just waiting for the right hand to land. Jake kind of switched it up. Game plan worked well. Anderson wasn't able to execute his game plan. The first round he took off to kind of download the information, and then away they went. But you can't really give up any rounds. I understand guys like Floyd Mayweather do that, but when you're fighting this kid, Jake, you probably shouldn't give up rounds. You probably should go balls to the wall in round 1. And I bet Anderson's probably kicking himself for that. Jake wants Chell next. When Ann gets worked up, she has to have a plate of biscuits and gravy to calm down. Ann, is that true? They are delicious. That would calm me down. We have a fired up chat today talking about Jake Paul, and I love it. So we're doing something a little different. We're paying attention. We're hanging in the chat. We're hanging with you guys. Critine Ferea is coming on soon. I feel let's just keep it open and honest. Keep talking to me in the chat.
Oh,
I like what I see.
Super chat.
Junior Odd, come on. Thank you for the wonderful donation. Appreciate it. Jake Paul is going to keep fighting for UFC fighters, bruh. Jake Paul is going to keep fighting UFC fighters, bro. Yeah, probably, for now at least. Eventually he'll fight a boxer, but probably not anytime soon. The fundamentals of this sweet science. Paul's still trying to figure out. Hold on. Figure that out after 2 years. Nate ain't a top striker, but if he lands on Jake, it's lights out. Stop. Oh, my God. So you're saying Nate's going to knock out Jake? When was the last time Nate knocked someone out? With 4-ounce gloves. Hold on. I like it, man. I like it. This is what I want. Hold on a second here. They got to make this fight. Dude, Nate's going to fucking flatline Jake. All right, hold on. I like it. I like it. Keep that energy. Keep that energy. When was the last time Nate Diaz knocked someone out? He just submitted someone. Like, when did he just flat out knock someone out? Okay, so you got that guillotine, decision. Here's the rear naked choke, decision. Okay, here we go. Gray Maynard, 2013. Okay. Punches. All right, John. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, there's no way. I mean, I could only imagine what the bet on Nate knocking Jake out would be. Like that. That's some serious plus money right there for Nate doing that. Listen, I would be juiced up. Here's the thing. Nate Diaz losing that fight, it doesn't matter. Because even if Nate loses any fight, even if it's in the MMA world, Nate's still Nate. He's still lovable. Like, you don't hate on Nate. I feel like his stock doesn't go down if he loses to Jake Paul. I mean, Jake just beat Anderson Silva, for God's sakes. Now, if Nate went in there before Anderson, it'd be a little tougher pill to swallow. But Nate, coming in now, it wouldn't be much of a problem losing this fight. His stock really wouldn't go down. But I think he would definitely go in there and put on a fight. I think he would try to prove something for sure. I'm sure his cardio would be good. I'm sure he would, land the volume. But, I mean, Jake definitely would be a problem for this guy in the boxing world. And we could only hope, as MMA fans, that eventually Jake does step into a cage and does, a mixed martial of arts competition. We could all hope that as MMA fans out there. But seeing Jake Paul fight a real boxer, I don't care. He's only 6 pro fights in, and none of them are real boxers. The Tommy Fury fight is something that's going to be thrown on the table. And honestly, he beats Tommy Fury, in my opinion. And then he, quote unquote, he fought a real boxer, right? But then people go see, Tommy's not seasoned enough. He never went 8 rounds. He just has the name. He's not a real boxer, blah, blah, blah. Excuse. Jake is only 6 pro fights in. Hasn't really fought a real boxer. Let him pad his stats. Just let him pad it up. I'm not angry at that. The problem is he's choosing MMA fighters to do it against. And that's why a lot of us are getting riled up. Stay in your lane, bud. Fight boxers. I would agree with that if the MMA fighters weren't making bank. But it's good to see these guys make some money. It sucks seeing them lose, but it's good to see them make money. And if Jake Paul fights Nate Diaz, I have a feeling he might take him out. I do. I think he would stop Nate. I don't think it would go to the distance, to be honest. Over the hill, guys. Jake is pretty big, lad also. Would be light heavy, and Mas Tommy would smash Jake. Oh, my God. I tell you what, I've seen Tommy box. He's not that good. I mean, he's probably technically better, I guess, than anyone that he's faced in a boxing ring, I guess. I don't know. Although Silva's a beast, man. I mean, I think Silva beats Tommy Fury. I think he could beat him. I'm going to give it to you, Mas, in the comments section and put things right. Okay? I would be so proud of Nate if he just pulls out a knife at the weigh-ins and shanks the bull, dude. Damn. All right. In the chat, Jake or Nate. Just drop Jake or Nate in the chat, as the poll is 53% in favor of Jake Paul, 47% Nate Diaz. My goodness. The Nate fans are hanging in there saying Nate can get it done, and I like that. We're going to have to make this fight. Vegan Nate, Jake, I guess, 69. If I took roids, hold on. If Nate took roids, he'd have a chance. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jake might be on something. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know what the testing is like. Kane versus Jake. Jake, CTE wins. Jake all day. Nate, sorry, going Jake. Too big and can bomb. Nate. Shank. Let's see. Nate mauls him. Come on. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. Can the delusional mumbling fool beat Jake Paul? Nope. Jake's fresh. Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate would be interesting.
Wonderful.
That would be a pretty interesting one. Sinosi. I don't know where's my MMA whore? Why didn't she read? Come on, MMA whore. What the?
Looking at this unbiased, Nate has possibly the better striking and great cardio and chin. Both have same reach. Jake has judge favor, age difference, power and size. Probably a deck win as Nate is durable, but man would he take so many hits.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I don't know if Nate's a better striker, though. I don't. Just at boxing. As a boxer, I don't know why I read like that. But just as a boxer, I think Jake's better. Jake, as a pure boxer, he shocked the hell out of me. He shocked the hell out of me against Anderson. He looked calm. His cardio was legit through 8 rounds. No problems, no issues. He was hitting like a truck in the 8th round and dropped Anderson. Which, let's be honest, like it was a nice right that did connect on one angle. You can see it clear, but you know, like I don't know. He's gotten a lot better. It's fucking weird. It's weird to see, and I understand why people don't want to stomach it. You know, because of how he approaches his trash talk and his marketing, all that stuff. I get it, and some of the things he says, you want to pull your hair out. So I understand why people don't like Jake. But just putting all that aside, I mean, you can't deny the fact that the kid's gotten pretty good. You know? I wonder how much sauce Jake is on. I mean, he could be. I got to be honest with you. Like, looking at his size during the Silva fight, he's pretty big. Like, this is the biggest he's looked. So, I mean, he could be. I don't know what the testing is. Paul Silva, but let's be honest. Anderson Silva popped, so they both could have been roided up for all we knew. But let's see. Here he is. Look. I don't know. He looks a little juiced up. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, looking thick. Yeah, he looks big. It's crazy, but you know what? I mean, you get thrown on the right diet. You got the right. He's got the best trainers in the fucking game surrounding him. You know, money brings you all this stuff, and he's got youth. He's got a drive. He's got this hunger. Here's the weird part. You know, the kid has so much fucking money. You know, like you would think a young kid like him, 25 years of age, with all this money, fuck you money, he's never got to fight again. Never had to fucking put his brain through any of this nonsense. Never has to do any of this stress. He's just doing this off a drive and maybe the attention. He likes that the spotlight of walking out through the crowd and hitting that ring. You know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what's fueling him here. But a guy like that is interesting. A guy that doesn't need the money, just doing it for fucking like to prove everyone wrong. It's pretty wild. He was on his brother's show as well, and he spoke about the pay-per-view buys. And I like his honesty. He says he doesn't think they made 200, 300,000, somewhere around there, he thinks. Let me see if I can find the clip of this. I thought this was fascinating that he just, was completely honest. He doesn't think it did well. Let's see. Oh, I want to show you this Herb Dean thing. It's freaking hysterical. Let's see. Jake Paul. Impulsive, which is pretty tough to watch. All right, here it is.
How many pay-per-view buys it got yet?
I don't. I think it'll probably go around like 200,000 to 300,000,
really?
Which is kind of upsetting. But
Man, I think
most
it
entertaining
how
fight
we
you've
had.
had.
Maybe the most entertaining fight that you've had, though. Without a knockout, without, you know what I mean, the kind of buzz before that we would have expected. This is a credible fight. I'm not saying because he wasn't a boxer it wasn't credible. I think it's just going to end up being like this social media wave and people acknowledging it after the fact. Like, they're going to come up this
it
morning
builds
and be
major
like,
equity.
He did what?
Yeah.
You were
Where's the excuse? He had an excuse for it. But yeah, he says 200, 300,000. He said, like, his next one, he wants to do it, like, not against football and against all these things. I don't know. I forgot what the excuses were. But he is being honest in the fact that the pay-per-view buys weren't high. So saying between 200 and 300K buys. So this is interesting, too. Like, it looked like they sold a decent amount of tickets in Arizona. But if he's not selling, like, incredible amounts of pay-per-views. But then again, here's the thing. This is his 6th pro fight. And he's selling 200, 300K buys, right? So God knows if the guy keeps going here, I'm sure this is going to change. But then again, his audience is kids, right? Young kids are fans of Jake Paul, and they're probably stealing that shit. So maybe it doesn't go up. Maybe, we still have not seen the UFC 280 numbers, completely MIA. Like I put this post out. Like, Dana always says it's trending off the charts. He always says this stuff about pay-per-view buys. We're crushing this event. And then when you wait for the numbers, you hear this. You just hear that. No numbers. I'm telling you right now, the pay-per-view, the whole system, everything about pay-per-view is going to be out the window. It's inevitable. They have to find a better way to monetize it, which there are ways. It's just a matter. I guess they're just so stuck. They have contracts too, with these companies. Maybe when contracts end, they'll get more creative with this. But I feel like pay-per-views, they're going to be a thing of the past. There's just too many ways to get these streams. They need to monetize it in other ways in order to, put their content out there. They got to figure that out. But yeah, so the UFC 280 I don't think did well. Jake Paul didn't do well. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'll be putting a lot of money on Jake to beat Diaz. So here's the deal. I'm never betting on another Jake Paul fight, or it's gonna take a while before I jump on that again. Here, at the end of the day, it still is kind of circus fighting, and I feel placing bets on those things. You're really gambling there. You never know with those fights. You just never know. And Jake Paul getting these crazy numbers where you have to bet a lot to win something. I don't like it. So, yeah, I'm just Matthew Kleincater versus Jake Paul. Yeah, why isn't he running around? Where is Matthew, man? He's tagged us in something. I can't remember. Dude, that guy is so funny. Yeah, Matthew should be calling him out. That's perfect for Kleincater. I don't know why, but I think Matthew is better off with trying to pick someone up and slamming them down. Bet the house on Jake. Yeah. I'm not getting involved in that. Yeah, gambling wise, I'm not getting involved. I'm going to stay in my lane because the UFC is the only thing I could do well at. So I'm just going to stay on UFC and just enjoy the circus for what it is. I think that's what we have to do. I think, listen, unless you're not into it at all, that's fine. I'm cool with that. But if you do want to see, if there's a part of you that likes some circus aspect to combat sports, I hate to break it to you, but this is the best thing we got right now. This is the best circus out there. This is the best circus. Now, the problem, they got to figure out how to monetize this a little bit better because these pay-per-view buys, they aren't going to cut it for running around bragging on how great they're doing. But it is the most interesting thing. And the reason why I'm saying that is any other circus fight that's going on, especially in the boxing world, boxing circus fights have been going on forever, right? With the celebrity boxing and all that shit. And then they had YouTube boxing, and this kind of, it gave birth to this. But at least Jake is getting better. Like, Jake is actually taking this fucking serious. And I like that. Jake is looking to finish his opponents. Like, he wants to get the knockout. I like that. I don't like watching boxers that just want to fucking go to the decision, win by points. Jake legit wants to rip their head off. So, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of him on the mic, but at the same time, there's a lot worse. I gotta be honest with you. I could watch this over Canelo. I think Canelo's light years better, right? And if you're a boxing purist, you probably want to vomit that I just said that. But as an MMA fan, if you put Jake Paul fighting one night and you put Canelo fighting another night, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I don't want to see that decision. So let's just fucking go this way. Let's watch Jake. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I sound like a lunatic, but that's what I'd rather watch as an MMA fan. I'd rather watch that. And in the boxing world, I want to watch heavyweights. I want to watch, the Wilders, the Furies. I want to watch those guys. I don't even want to watch Joshua. Anthony Joshua bores me. Ruiz, I could watch. And just for example, if Conor fights next summer, it hits 1.2 and over regardless if he's past, here's the thing. The only consistent guy with pay-per-view numbers, the only one that can actually, no matter what, is like for some reason bulletproof with pay-per-view numbers is Conor. He's the only fucking guy. He comes back and somehow pay-per-views are being sold. No matter how many people are streaming, Conor, people are like, oh, I'm going to pay for this one. Even though he's not in his prime. It's just because of the entity of Conor McGregor. That's, it's just who he is, the showman that he is. Yeah, when he comes back, it's going to be fucking crazy. If he comes back, who knows? He may not. I agree, heavyweight boxing is the only interesting division to me. Yeah, I mean, listen, I have people like Lomachenko and, I don't know, Tank Davis. I don't give a fuck. We've tried so many times, over and over again, to get into these fights. And they're very talented athletes. They're very talented boxers. And I'm not saying that it's shit, it's trash. I'm not going to watch that because it's just hot garbage. Listen, I understand the skill in it. It's not like I don't understand. It just bores the fuck out of me. It does. Like, I got to be honest, I'm bored. But at least if I'm watching a boxing event of no names and then all of a sudden Tyson Fury's fighting, I'm interested. He sells it on the mic. He sells it in the ring. Let's go. Deontay Wilder, I'm interested. The dude's got death in his fucking hands. Let's go. Where do I sign up? Well, I'm watching. But a lot of these other guys, I'm just not, just doesn't do it for me. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz would be fucking crazy. It'd be crazy, but we all know who's going to win. Tank Davis' last fight versus Raleigh was a mismatch. Yeah, Raleigh, they were trying to sell him like he was better than what he was, and yeah. Is Tank going to fight, to the boxing fans out there, is Tank going to fight Garcia? What's that kid's name? The young kid that's a YouTuber, but he's like a decent boxer. Ryan Garcia, is that his name? Help me out in the chat. People that pay attention to boxing. What's that kid's name? I think it's Ryan Garcia, right? It is, right? Is that going to happen? Boxing isn't for everyone. Who the fuck tasted whiskey the first time and said, holy shit, that's delicious? But I used to like boxing as a kid. I loved the Tyson days. I loved De La Hoya. I didn't love De La Hoya, but I watched him. I watched, Pernell Whitaker and what's it called? Trinidad's. And, I've been to boxing events with all different weight classes. I didn't care. I just went Ryan Garcia. I did. And then I just kind of fell off to combat sports altogether, fell in love with the UFC and MMA and all that stuff. And then when I got back into boxing, I just couldn't, I don't know. Just didn't do it. Casual boxing, hardcore MMA. I'm with you, Dirtworm. I'm exactly the same. I feel you. I joined boxing after Rocky. Yeah, when I was a kid, Rocky Balboa. Yeah, boxing was huge. It was huge. I remember coming home from seeing the movie, like the Rocky 3 with the Russian. And I remember punching my dad in the stomach, and I was all excited. And I was like, yeah, let's go. Like, full fired up. I joined boxing after Rocky. Ryan Garcia and Davis is done deal. Is it really? At a catch weight, I would watch that. Yeah, that would get me. That would get my interest. I love how Chris doesn't give a shit about anything else. The MMA and has a huge girthy hog. Thank you. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Let's go. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, Chritine Ferea is coming on the show. So stand by after these quick words. The two-time bare-knuckle champion coming on. I actually enjoyed this. Maybe we'll do, I don't know. Like, I don't usually just sit and just fucking talk to the chat. But I don't know. Maybe we'll do that more. One's in the chat if you want that. If you just want me to fucking shoot the shit with you guys. Because I know a lot of shows, they based all their content on that. Like their entire channel is this just them reading a chat. I can't do that. I got to give you some fucking content. But I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. Let me know if you want more of that. All right, here we go. We'll be right back. Chritine Ferea, stand by.
Cause I'm a CBDX.com boy. We sell legal, Delta ATHC weed. It will get you very stoned. We sell gummies, yeah. Buzz-based oil in a cell, and they post on Twitter. Oh yeah, hey, on CBDX.com. You better get with them. You're gonna get real high. You're gonna get that tree. You're gonna get real down loud from the island boys. You're gonna get all down. And so from the ground, you be smoking bud, you be smoking trees. We a different breed. You smoking green and purple, and then you create a hurt, yeah. You better get with CBDX.com, cause we some CBDX.com boy. You better tap in on the website, Island Boys, right now.
When it comes to underwear, there's nothing more important than comfort. Why empty your pockets for generic underwear that loses comfort, quality, and style when you can slip into a pair of Sheath and get even more out of your daily wear? With Sheath underwear, you can treat your jewels like royalty as they are given their own private sanctum, keeping them secure and you in a state of bliss. Get 20% off Sheath now using promo code MMA-Holes. That's MMA-HOLES with the link in the description below.
And for the ladies?
Absolutely! Sheath isn't just for men. Ladies can now experience Sheath's style, comfort, and functionality too. Sheath for women is crafted using a signature modal elastane fabric blend for form-fitting breathability that will not affect the natural pH environment or the microclimate of the skin while producing that long-lasting, unimpeded comfort. Use promo code MMA-Holes, MMA-HOLES for 20% off at sheathunderwear.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Chritine Ferea is coming on the show. Before she comes on, championship belts, 2 of them given away at the end of the year. But if you want to get it now, UndisputedBelts.com is the place to go. The best belts in the game and the best song on the internet. Let's all sing along before our guest comes on the show. You ready?
All I want please hold up. Why hit me, baby?
Sing in the chat.
All I want, all I want.
Thank you to our sponsors, baby. Let's go. Oh, what a song. Let's call our guest. Let's call our guest. Get her on for the second time. Looking forward to chatting with Chritine. Coming on the show once again. This is very exciting. Got the submarine going. All I want. Oh, I got to change this. Okay. Go. this. Request review. Boom. All right, we're going to fire up Chritine Ferea. Let's get Chritine on the show. Okay. Let's see. That's right. Going on a Wednesday. We're fired up for Chritine Ferea. If you're fired up, let me know what you want me to ask her in the chat. Two-time BKFC champion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the two-time bare knuckle champion. She's 6-1 in BKFC. Out of those 6 wins, 5 are finishes. Two-time bare knuckle champion back on the show. Her name is Chritine Misfit Ferea. Let's get her up on the line over here. Chritine, you here with us?
Hey, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. All right, so
yeah, I'm here. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Sorry about that.
Let's go, Chritine.
See me now. Yeah. I thought I was up. My bad. How are you?
I am good. Could you put your phone sideways? Would that work? Or?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Here we go.
Hold on real quick. Oh, let me turn that. Hold on. We got it. There we go.
All right. There it is. Chritine, hey, thanks for coming back on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
So before we went live, you said you were going to talk a little shit. What happened before?
Well, Beck Rawlings was on Mike and Mish, and I was going to go troll her a little bit because she's been running her mouth and saying that she's the champ. And I'm just like, you vacated the whole belt. Like a champion, I would never vacate my belt. You're going to have to tear it off me. You're going to have to knock me out, beat the shit out of me before I give up my belt. She vacated it, literally went to Bellator, lost there, then came back to BKFC saying that she's the queen of bare knuckle and she's number 1. She's the champ. And I'm just like, you're delusional, dude. So I was going to go over there to troll her, but her she's in Australia and her camera shut down or she lost connection. So I wasn't able to troll her. She goes back on right now. And I wanted to go troll her, but we got this show going on, so let's do it.
I appreciate you coming by. I mean, how everyone troll her on social media. Let's get this fight happening. So
yes.
Is that something you're looking forward to? Is that something you want to get going?
Well, I've been trying to fight her for 4 years, or for the 2 years she was in BKFC, or a year and a half or whatever. When they first called me for bare knuckle, the reason why I thought it was legit is because Beck Rawlings was there. So I was just like, yeah, I want to fight her then. Of course I'll come to bare knuckle. Let me fight this UFC chick. They didn't let me in the UFC. They didn't like my image or whatever over there. Now I just want to beat them all up.
Man, this is crazy. How you are the champ right now. And it's just like you're doing all the work, it seems like. It's like, why aren't they putting something together for you? Have they reached out with any other opponents saying, hey, would you be interested in fighting these other girls?
Yeah, well, I was notified that I will be fighting it on Knucklemania in February.
Beautiful. All right, so you have a date. So you're just waiting on an opponent, or do you have an opponent?
Yes. I don't know. They didn't tell me that part. They like to torture me.
What kind of crap is that? That's crazy.
A fight life. That's the fight life, dude.
Oh my God, that is wild. So February, Knucklemania. Are you going to be headlining it? Did they at least say that?
They didn't tell me that either. But it is Knucklemania, so it's going to be a huge card. That every bout on that card is a big name.
That's awesome.
I mean, anywhere on that card, to be on that card is awesome.
So it sounds like someone like Beck Rawlings would be perfect to slide right into that fight, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got to win her boxing fight, though. I think she has a boxing fight coming up. So I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
So I could beat her ass.
We should call you the OnlyFans killer. Like, that's what we should call you.
Right.
The OnlyFans slayer. Yes. Legends will be told.
Yep, for real.
That's crazy, huh? So this is wild. So I'm assuming you're in the gym, you're getting prepared for something. Like, how do you train if you don't know who you're fighting? Just business as usual?
Yeah, I maintain myself. I don't fight at fight camp, energy levels, but I'm in there training hard, hitting hard. Like right now, ever since my last fight, I've been lifting a lot of weights and trying to get really strong. So I want to get stronger and just knock people out. So and then when I get ready for my fight, then I start doing more reps and more explosive workouts.
Okay, there we go. Hey, if you're just jumping in, we're live with Chritine Ferea, the two-time bare knuckle champion. And I was looking at your Instagram. A happy belated birthday to you. I saw you hanging out with the GOAT, Floyd Mayweather. Can you tell us about this story?
Yeah, well, my manager and girl, well, she was my manager, and my girl, she set it up. She knows he's one of my favorite fighters. I've been studying him for years. I love his counters, his speed, his mental game. He's just amazing. So she hooked it up. I live in Vegas, so she somehow got a hold of him and his people and got me. I showed up at his strip club and girl collection, and he showed up and we kicked it.
That is
awesome. Pretty dope.
That is like, what is it like?
Oh my god.
Running into a guy like that. I mean, he's like bigger than life, right? That personality that he is.
Yeah, well, I was like, when I saw him, I was just like, I've been studying you for years. And he's just like, I've been doing this shit for years. And I'm just like, I know. It's like, what do you say to him? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just chilled and I felt his energy, and it's cool just to be there. And, that's somebody that I really admire. So it was dope. Yeah, and he was just dropping money all over the girls. We were just dropping money all over the girls. It was pretty fun.
I mean, I could only imagine the amount of money that he's flinging around to those ladies out there, right? I mean, it must have been crazy.
Yeah. And then, like, he has, like, all the security. Like, he doesn't allow any guys come see him. He just, like, it's like he just has the girls around him, and, like, only a couple of my friends got to take some photos, and, like, they don't. He's pretty strict over there. Like, even when you roll up in there, if he's there, they like look in your car. Like, they got it locked down over there.
Oh wow!
When he's there,
and I saw that it was your girlfriend that set this whole thing up. It was a surprise.
Yeah, it was a surprise. So I just thought we were chilling. She knows I like strip clubs, so she's like, "Yeah, we'll go to Mayweather strip club," and he ended up being there for me.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. So what did she do? She drove you. She's like, okay, we're going to a strip club. Did you know that this was Mayweather strip club? Like, when did you find that out?
Yeah, I knew we were going to that strip club. And I was like, oh, cool. I've been wanting to check it out anyway. Oh, okay. It was my birthday. So I was like, yeah, let's do it.
That's awesome. Man, what a night. Did you bring any girls home or what? What happened? Did you bring any girls home?
I don't bring the girls home. I could look at them and drop money on them and slap their ass and all that, but my girl don't let me bring them home. That's going a little too far.
Well, I tell you have a beautiful girlfriend. I was creeping on your Facebook over there. She's very attractive. And when did you guys meet?
A couple years ago, and actually she was my manager. And what's really crazy is she was my manager at the time, and I was previously married, and my wife went to her at the time and said, I want to leave Chritine. I can't do this fight life anymore. I can't do another camp with her. And so she went and told her that. She's like, I'm not telling her that. And then she's like, well, when she goes to camp, I'm going to leave her. And so Jules was like, damn, I have to tell her this. So she called me and told me about it. And she's like, hey, my wife's leaving you. And so that like we were really, she was so supportive of me. And then, like, she was there for me, and we got really close, and it just kind of came together. It was the best thing that ever happened, to be honest. Like, it was devastating at the time, but I have a great girl now.
There you go. And how long were you married?
That's a weird story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I was with her for 9 years. I'm married 7.
Okay, 9 years married, 7. Okay, so so that must have been real tough. I've been through a marriage before as well, and I actually have a similar situation where I just ran into someone, wound up being my co-host, we're working together. It was just weird. It's weird how love finds you, right?
Yeah. Yes, and I'm happy. She's a Southern girl, super sweet, knows how to cook. You know, she has 3 kids, and I love the kids, and it's a dope situation. And I'm a little bit older now, so I'm a lot calmed down from when I was younger, and I'm ready to settle down and just chill, fight, make money, you know, solidify legacy, and you know, I'm just super focused.
And how long did it take before you guys got romantic with each other? Your girlfriend right now?
Oh, a while. A while. It took. You know, I was still getting over some of the divorce stuff, so. You know, but I mean, me and my wife were over. Obviously, it doesn't just poof be gone in a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like I, you know, did some healing or whatever you call it. You know, from that relationship, and then, you know, we would say flirtatious stuff like very slowly, and it just grew into that. You know, but she wasn't even with girls before, so
wow,
I didn't expect that. Yeah, I didn't expect that from her, and it just kind of happened. So it kind of like gradually happened.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by this. So she has 3 kids, and she was never into women, and then you turned her. No. That's very impressive.
She turned herself, I think.
So how does the flirting work then? You're working together, and like, who made the first move?
Well, we would always play around, like joking online. And it was like nothing. Like, I didn't think of nothing. She didn't think of it as anything. And it just kind of like developed into like real, I guess. I don't know if we were like subconsciously doing it or something, but it just happened. And we live so far apart. We still live apart. I live in Vegas. She lives in Alabama.
Wow. Oh, no.
But we go, like, I'm in Alabama right now. And I'm training out here in Alabama with Master Cha. And so when I come out here, I just train with the guys out here in Atlanta. And when I go home, I train out there.
That's pretty cool. Look at that. It's got to be fun, like, to be with someone that's never been with a woman. Like, that's got to be kind of cool, right? Like, I mean, in a weird way, or am I overthinking this?
No, I mean, it's kind of scary for someone. Like, okay, so if I'm with a girl, say I'm in love with her, right? And she's like, oh, let me try this gay thing out. And then she's like, okay, I don't like this. Like, I need some male energy around here, you know? I'm like, well, I can't do that for you, girl. So that would suck for me. So it's kind of scary to mess with it. I don't go out like, oh, I want to go get some straight girl. Like, I'm just trying to get all the straight girls. Nah, I just, it's a scary thing to be with somebody, especially if you fall for them. And then it's like, okay, now you're just going to go back to that side, you know?
Yes.
So, but yeah, she's super solid. And, it's really not about, you know, the same sex, whatever. Like, we literally have like a dope ass connection in it. And it's, she's in the business. She understands. She my lifestyle need and like space I need, especially during camps. So it's really different for me to have somebody that respects me as a fighter and understands that the sacrifices I make and that she and the family are gonna have to make when I have to leave, and I'm training and I have to be disciplined. I have to eat right. I don't go out that much. I'm tired all the time, you know. So
I bet distance helps a little bit too. Like, you know, with anybody, when you're with them all the time, I mean, of course you miss your loved one, but when you're with them constantly, it's just going to snowball into some silly stuff. And with separation, you appreciate each other a little bit more.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely. Like, we hang out when we're hanging out, and I come out here, she goes out there. It's just like, what's up?
Yeah, that's cool.
The whole time, you know.
Do you ever, like, because you work together, is it ever get tricky that way, working and being in a relationship, or everything's smooth?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, if say we're like having our little, you know, cat fight. She does a lot of business stuff for me. I have to talk to her. It's not like I could just be like, okay, let me have a day or two away. No, I have to literally talk to her and be like, can you take care of this? Can you take care of this? But, you know, we're actually super professional. Like when
awesome.
it comes down to it, she's super professional, and it's pretty funny if people were to listen to the shit. We're a couple, and then we're fighting, and the way we talk to each other, like, okay, you need to handle this, you need to handle this. Okay, I got this. It's kind of it's mature. It's the first time for me though.
It's so funny how life works, right? It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And finding things later on too. Like sometimes you need time to mature, right? You need time to get everything out of your system.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
when you started, and I didn't get a chance to talk to you about this the first time we spoke, but I didn't get your backstory, your origin story over here, like how you got into combat sports and like your loves going into this whole thing.
Yeah. So, I grew up, I played sports when I was younger, got in a little bit of trouble, and then got back into sports again. And I wanted to get back in shape, and I saw a fight gym. So I went in there. I was just like, oh, I could beat up all these girls in here, right? They were like little things, okay? And I was a little heavy back then. So I went in there, they beat the shit out of me. And I fell in love with it because I was like, damn, like these little 5'3", 5'2" girls just sweeping me, kicking me in the face. I started with Muay Thai. So it was super challenging. So I started, they put me in a fight 2 months in because I was so scrappy. I was a street fighter too.
Mm-hmm.
And I was super scrappy. I went 14-0 as a Muay Thai fighter, and that's where it took off.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you said you were fighting in the streets too. So school, going to school and stuff like that. Was there bullying and stuff?
Well, there was just, we moved from one city to another, and then we said, oh, we're from blah, blah, blah. And then that's where it kicked it off. Then my brother started getting jumped all the time, and then I started getting fights all the time. And then we clicked up with some other guys and girls that, we had to protect ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
And then we just were fighting all the time. It was crazy.
That is pretty wild. And your brother, I noticed on your social media, it's funny how you say, like when you're kids, you fight like cats and dogs. And then as you get older, you become best friends. You guys are pretty tight now, right?
Yeah, that's my dude. He's like, I'm 13 months older than him, so we're like super close.
Oh, wow.
So, and we're super alike. So, though he had a open heart surgery, so he can't fight. If he could fight, that dude he'd be a beast.
So how old was he when he had that done?
Like 18.
What?
Yeah, he had 18 and at like 20 years old. So, but he was a phenomenal athlete as well. He was a football player, but that's where they found he had a heart problem in football when they did his athlete physical exam. He was great, but life happens.
So now he's super supportive of you, and I'm sure he's living through you too as well. It's seen you become a champion. It's got to be amazing for him.
Yeah, nah, he's a hardworking construction guy, super supportive. He's my right hand right there.
There you go. So getting back to the lesbian stuff, because this fascinates me. So
these guys are gonna hate me for it.
No, they won't. I have a gay brother-in-law, and he's the funniest. I love this guy. Love him to death. But I don't talk to many lesbians, so this is exciting for me. So So no, but seriously, like when you were a kid, like when you were going through all this, you're fighting, you're getting into street fights, this and that. Were you getting into a lot of trouble because you couldn't find yourself, or were you young and saying, "Hey, man, like I don't like guys"?
No, actually, I was with. I did the whole like I'm supposed to be with a boy. I'm with a boy, so I was with a guy until I was like 18, and then I met the first girl or whatever, and then since then I have been with girls. But like when I was younger, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, I was with one guy from 14 to 18.
Oh, that's a long time. Did this guy turn? Do you think that this guy forced you to be like?
I don't want to do that to him. No, I still talk to him. Like we're still cool. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So while you were dating this guy, you're like, "This is weird." Did it feel weird or something like that? Or?
It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. It was just the connection I have with, that girl, the first girl I met, and then I just never went back to guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Maybe it was me. The thing is like I can't say a dude turned me gay at what 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 because we're not even adults yet. That's not even a man yet. You know what I mean? So how am I supposed to know? But I just know that dudes aren't for me. Like I just don't have that. desire, I guess.
Yeah. And you told your
I'm
parents,
all-
you like when you came out to your family and stuff like that, who'd you tell first? You told your mom?
Catholic. Yeah, my mom's like Catholic and Christian, whatever. And yeah, I had a couple drinks and told her, "My mom, I'm gay." She's like, "It's a phase, baby. It's a phase."
Just say a couple of Hail Marys and it'll pop right out of you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you a religious person?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, me neither. I
Not
can't.
at all.
I was raised Catholic, and I fled for the hills when I started. Like nuns were running off, like priests were touching boys. I was like,
I couldn't. I tried it. I tried the whole thing. Of course, I grew up, with religion and stuff like that, and I really tried to like see it and feel it and believe it, and I just can't. I don't trust it.
Yeah.
So that's just me. I just don't see a guy up here and a guy down there fighting over our souls.
Mhm.
And then our Father telling us that we're that believe that I'm here. You have to have faith, or it just really confusing to me. So if something's that confusing, there's probably a lot of lies to it.
yeah. I got force fed this stuff when I went to Catholic school, the whole deal. And then when I got older, I was told that if you don't believe it, you can live a great life, but if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, if you don't take him as your Lord and Savior, you won't go to heaven. I'm like, what? What kind of nonsense is that?
Yeah, no, that's weird. That's just weird.
Yeah.
Like if that's just it doesn't make sense, and it's super old school thinking. I mean, we're much more evolved now in how we think and the knowledge we have all around the world, and it's just like if you kind of think about it, you would make sense that is full of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want people are going to get pissed off at me, but that's my belief, and I respect them. And when people are around me and they're religious and stuff, I don't cuss around them, and I respect them. I'm all about the respect, but I just have my feelings about it. And people try to preach God to me all the time and I just sit there and listen. I'm not disrespectful to them. So if I speak my mind about it, I hope people respect my perspective of it.
I tell you, you're such a sweetheart. You're like one of the nicest people. Like, how do you get this vicious side out of you? Like, do you just you get so much out in the gym that you're such a sweetheart?
Yeah. I learned to. There's a lot of stuff that I've been through in my life, so I think I have a dark side to me, and then I have a good side of me too. I had a lot of good people in my life, and then I've had a lot of bad shit happen in my life. So I think I could tap into the dark side when I have my fights or when I'm in training. I separated it, learned over the years how to separate them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have that side though.
So do you feel like BKFC bare knuckle, that is home? Or do you think, maybe MMA is something I'll dabble back into, or Muay Thai, whatever? Do you love bare knuckle, or you're open? I
mean, I'm here to make money. So if there was a right payday for any of them, I would consider it. But if I'm going to train MMA and I have to train jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Muay Thai, boxing, all of these things, I want to get paid for it, because you can get injured so easy in wrestling and jiu-jitsu, like people pulling on your arm. I've had so many. When I was in MMA, I had so many injuries in that. Boxing, I don't have injuries like that at all. Muay Thai, I love Muay Thai, but it's super. You get hit hard.
I bet.
Harder than anything else, I think.
Yeah, I don't want to get. I'm too much of a pussy to even any of this stuff. I like watching and talking like I know about it, but I don't know anything. I'm too much of. I'm a scaredy cat to do this stuff.
You don't train at all?
No, I don't. Let me tell you something. I did judo as a kid, and I never passed white belt. I was terrible. I played hockey and did stuff like that, and I just fell into this world of talking about it. I am such an appreciator of from afar. I'll interview people. I'll do commentary and stuff like that. But my goodness, you guys and gals are different. You're on a different level.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, a lot of respect.
Yeah. Thank you.
So speaking of respect here, you are riding high. This two-time bare knuckle champion, and I saw something that I thought was completely disrespectful. How the hell are you driving Lyft? Are you still doing this? Are you doing Lyft on the side still?
Oh, yeah, I do Lyft and Uber.
You do Lyft. So I got to be honest, Christine. Now, I love the hustle. Love the fact that you're trying to make a couple extra bucks. But that does not make bare knuckle look good in any way when the champion's out doing Lyft and Uber. Like, so does David Feldman ever call you up and be like, do you need some more money? Like, does he ever say anything, or you're just doing your own thing?
Yeah, I just like to make extra money, you know. I do. I'm working my way to get bring my numbers up, you know, so I can make more money. You know, it's all about what you can pull, you know. It's marketing, and if I'm not, you know, if I'm not pulling in the numbers, I'm not gonna get paid as much.
Yeah,
that's just how the game works. That's just how it works. I am 2-time world champion, but it has to make sense to pay me, if you know.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm reaching for bigger fights and for like the UFC names. You know, it's nothing. It's nothing personal against these girls. I can give two shits about them, but they matter to me when they can elevate me. And I fought no names my whole career and tough girls, but it's time for me to get bigger names, bigger fights, so I can elevate myself financially.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think this is the big step up for you, for sure. You know, Knuckle Mania, absolutely. You know, put a big opponent next year. Let's go. I mean, Chritine Ferea has got to be a household name.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm about that life. I train, dedicate myself to the sport, don't cut corners. I think I deserve it. So
absolutely.
I'm pretty sure, you know, David Feldman's been he's been good. You know, he gave me the opportunity to be a world champion. I'm his first world champion. I told him I wanted to be that a long time ago. You know, he does what he can for me.
What about this stuff with Britain Hart? She's at 115 now. Is that where? Like, what's going on?
Ratchet. Britain No Heart Ratchet. Yeah, I moved her down to 115.
So were you?
I told her she has to leave.
Were you actually entertaining going to 115 to chase that belt
too?
I
was. I'll get down to 115. If I wanted to get down to 115, I could.
Really?
I'm telling you that. I thought it would suck. And it would probably really damage my body and health. But I would do it.
No kidding.
Because she's ratchet. Just so I could take it from her, and you know what? I would give it to Jenny Savage. I'll be like, here, Jenny. I don't even want this.
So what do you think of she's very peculiar. I never had the chance to interview her, but I see her in other places, and she seems all over the place. Like, she seems like she's been through some stuff. Like, when I hear her talk, I'm like, oh, she's been places. So I feel bad if I, you know.
She's been to ratchet places. No, you know, I don't want to get that deep on her, but because, you know, I don't like her. You know, I really don't. And I try to be cool with her several times. I try to be there for her and do all this. That's why I have an animosity towards her, like a personal animosity towards her. I won't beat her up too bad. I'm going to kick her too hard. You know what I mean? But she is a ratchet.
Okay. Fair enough over there. All right. So I'll move on from that. It's interesting. And I saw Taylor Starlin had another fight someplace else. Try to get a win in the meantime. Have you spoken to her at all since the fight?
Yeah. We spoke, you know. We're cool. You know, there a lot of build up to the fight. She did her best to get that fight. She did what she had to for media to get that fight. It was all real. She came at me. She pissed me off. I fought her, and we all know what happened with Taylor Starling. So, but she's on to her next fight. She just won her boxing match. That's great. I don't know when she'll be back in bare knuckle. What they're doing with that, but I wish her the best.
There you go. Yeah, and why? No need to talk trash about that fight because you did what you had to do. What's your craziest Uber story? What's the craziest drunk night you pick someone up? Was there sex in the car, vomiting? What happened?
Oh, fuck no. There's a guy oh no. Okay, so this one story is I'm driving, and this guy took forever to come to the spot because I'll wait 5 minutes and I'm out, dude. Like, I'm off. I'm not waiting any longer for you. So I waited, and then they make us call before we leave. If we don't call, then we'll get in trouble for it. Like, it'll give us a percentage down, and then you get less rides, less money, and stuff like that. So I called, did what I had to do, and then I take off. And then a ride came back where that guy was, I guess, where he ended up being. So I came by. He's like, hey. I rolled down my window on my passenger side. He's like, you're my ride. And I was like, what's your name? And then he told me, I was like, oh, you were my previous ride, but you were too late. He's like, no. So he started getting crazy with me. And it was like 6 o'clock in the morning or something. Oh. I think like it was early. Sometimes I do really early shifts. And then he just started talking shit to me, and I just snapped on him. I was like, fuck you, dude. I will beat your ass in front of your girl right now. Like, I just went off on him, but he started getting super crazy with me. And then his girl came up, no, you won't. And I was like, you shut up. Like, I won't even talk to the girl. I'm not going to fight the girl. And the guy was my size, so I was like, oh my God, I was about to get out of the car. But I just kept it moving, and I did my nice little thing, and I went back and I picked up my other guy. But that was the craziest because that guy like came up on my window. And there was another guy that almost puked in my car, but he opened the door and puked out on the strip. That was nice of him. And then we went up another light. And they barely spoke any English. Then we went up to another light, and then his friend tried to get out on the strip. And I'm like, dude, get back in the car. And he's like, yeah, then real quick. I got like a coach voice in me. And he got back in the car real quick. So, I mean, that's it. It's really been pretty cool because it's just a bunch of tourists and drunk people. Yeah. You know?
I couldn't imagine starting with someone.
That's why I like doing it.
Not realizing that they're a freaking bare knuckle champion. like talking shit. Oh my god. That guy was dumb. Yeah. The
guy was like my size. Like he was like probably my weight and size. So I'm just like I would have like 12-pieced him, and he would have thought like he probably thought I was gonna come in pulling his hair or something. And I'd be like pop, 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 pop. And then knee. No.
Oh my god.
And then elbow.
That would be amazing. I had a story I told on our second channel of just road rage. Like you know, I got angry at someone in a parking lot. We were at a pumpkin patch for my child, and I almost got into a fight in a parking lot at a pumpkin patch. And like, how do you keep your cool in civilian life? Is it because you get it all out in the gym and you're able to pull yourself back like in real life, or sometimes you just want to snap?
Oh, sometimes I want to snap, but fighting, combat sports teaches you control. Mm-hmm. You know, it won't teach you control for like the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, but if you stay in it consistently and you have an anger problem, stay in there, get your ass whooped. Yeah. You'll learn control, because when you start to go crazy and lose your emotions, you get your ass kicked worse.
Yeah, I think that's what I gotta get.
That's how I got taught. You know, because I would just lose my temper. I'd try to, because I'm sparring guys. I can't beat their ass. They're fighters, and they're trained, and they're strong as hell. Mm-hmm. So I'm in there hitting them as hard as I can. It doesn't faze them, you know. So I would try and go harder, and I just get rocked even more. So it took about, for me, my hard-headed ass probably took like 5 years.
Oh, wow.
You know, until I started cooling down. But you know, I can control myself. I don't lose my temper. I don't fight people on the street. You know, I can walk away. That's why I'm calm now. And you say you're so sweet, but I wasn't always that way. Yeah. Like I wasn't always that calm, you know. But combat sports, just if you ride it out and you take the bullshit in the gym, it benefits you in life.
Absolutely.
Straight up.
Makes sense. Yeah, the old Christine probably would have got out of that car and beat the living shit out of that guy, right? No questions.
Yeah.
So, yes. What do you do on your downtime?
Hold on. Cutting out a little bit.
Oh, do you hear me? By the way, we're live with Chritine Ferea, BKFC champion, on the show once again. I think.
Hold on, real quick. You're cutting out a little bit.
Sure. Little internet issues, probably. There we go. All right, you hear me now, Chritine?
Okay, you there?
Yeah. Do you hear me?
Are you there?
Yes. Coming in loud and clear?
Can you hear me?
I hear you good.
I can hear you now.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, a little blip in the matrix.
Yeah, you were like cutting in and out for a minute there.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, did you hear that? It was really weird.
No, it just glitched up on us a little bit. That's all. So I'll ask you a couple more questions here. I know you're a busy champion, but what do you do on your downtime? Like movies, TV shows? What do you do to keep yourself level-headed?
I do yoga. I I like yoga. I chill with my girl. I go see family. I chill out with like people I'll go sit at the bar and hang out with just like guys at the bar, and I don't really drink, so I'll just drink water. But I just like hanging out. They'll be watching the game. I'll be watching the game with them and just hanging out. Just little dumb things, that just in between training that doesn't like get in the way of my nutrition or my fight shape and stuff, because I'm super focused right now. I know I'm the champion, and I know people want to catch me slipping. They want to catch me, so I'm not gonna let it happen. I'm gonna retire with the belt.
There you go. It seems like you're always keeping your mind focused.
Yeah, I do. It's very important right now. Once I slip just a little bit, that's when I'm gonna get caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how much longer do you feel you can keep going with this?
I think I'll be strong for about 3 more years.
3 years. There we go. You can get a lot done in 3 years.
I think so.
Absolutely. And end game, where do you want to finally leave off? What's the final boss? Is it still in BKFC, or do you see other things?
I mean, I would love to retire with BKFC. That's something that I really want, but you never know.
There you go. Oh, well, I got a beautiful romantic movie for you and your lovely girlfriend. It's called Terrifier 2. I don't know if you ever heard of this. What a movie. What is it called? Terrifier 2. It's a very romantic movie about a clown that slashes everyone up. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm sure she'll love that.
It's a rom-com. It's very good. Okay. My poor wife had to sit through that, and she hates me. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, she'll probably enjoy it. She's going to kill me.
Well, so you don't watch any movies or TV shows? You basically just like to go out and have a good time?
Yeah, I don't really watch. I watch fights all the time.
Look at you.
I'm so, like, people probably don't believe how my girl, actually, when my girl came to my house, she's just like, you live institutionalized, like the way I live and the way I move. And it's just, if I go out with a lot of people all the time, then I want to chill. I want to have a couple drinks with them. I want to eat with them. I want to do all this stuff. So right now I just have kind of a tunnel vision. And is it healthy? I don't know. I don't know. But I know I'm winning. And I know I'm doing great. And I know I improve so much from fight to fight. If you watch me from the first BKFC to now, just look at my growth and look at my my technique, my power. Just everything is getting bigger. I mean, better, and I'm more knowledgeable. My IQ is better. I just throw myself into stuff. So, and I just feel like when I retire, I'll have a bunch of time to screw around, and then I won't have any regrets. Like, oh, I should have did that. I shouldn't have went out then. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. I would have got further. I know I gave 100% to the game, and I'm married to the game right now. So, yeah, it's all about that right now for me.
I tell you what, man, I love your mentality. It's infectious. It makes me want to be a better, like more focused person. Like, that's hardcore stuff, but at least you're doing what you love. Yeah, that's the important part.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I really do. And I hope that does. And that's where I studied. I study Michael Jordan's. I study Mayweather. I study Kobe. I study like the high level guys, Sugar Ray, Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler, he would literally seclude himself for his camps. He wouldn't, like, he would be, if you look up Marvin Hagler, he would just not. He would be by the time he got to the ring. I pick up things from different fighters, Mike Tyson. I just study these guys, and I kind of pick up some things and then add what I feel inside, what I should be doing in my training.
That's pretty awesome. And what are your thoughts? Last thing I want to ask you, the Jake Paul situation. Do you follow any of this stuff?
Oh yeah. At first Jake Paul was like, oh, whatever. But, he's given back to all the fighters, dude. Not every single one of us, but Amanda Serrano, he's definitely taken her to a different level. He gives back to the fighters. He's putting on shows for the fighters, paying. I mean, he's not just taking from the game; he's giving. So, and he's training. You know, he's in there. He's training. He's doing what he has to do to get better and be the best fighter he is. You know, I mean, I'm not hating on the dude. I mean, do I think some of his shit is stupid? Yeah, but he's doing what he has to do. He's bringing a lot of attention to the sport. He's bringing a lot of money to the sport. He's giving a lot of money to the fighters. How can I hate the dude?
There you go. And what do you think? A lot of people yelling his stuff is fixed. Do you think his fights might be fixed?
We never know. There's some fights that I think are fixed at other places. It's just like, you just never know. You're like, really? Do you think that could be fixed? Because I've never been in that situation, you know. So it's like, do you think he's doing it? We never know.
Yeah, I guess
if he is, then he just got Anderson Silva paid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? An older fighter that probably needed the money. If that's the case, but I'm not saying that. I don't know.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a situation where you thought something might be a little crazy, like maybe something was going on with judges or an opponent or something?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I feel like I've had coaches that were sabotaging me. I feel like I've had a lot of different. I'm not going to specify because I'm not getting that political bullshit. But yeah, hell yeah, I've been fucked with.
And
I will overcome it every time. Just letting y'all know.
Well, I tell you what.
I pick up on it, even if they don't think I know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know when something's not right. I've been in this game way too long.
There you go. So, Chritine, listen, I'm a big fan. You've made me a massive fan over here. I respect your hustle. I can't wait to see your next fight. Hopefully in February it goes down in Knuckle Mania.
Thank you.
A big opponent. That's going to be good stuff over there. I hope you have a hot, passionate lesbian sex tonight. What else? And that's pretty much it.
I will. I promise.
All right.
Trust me, I'm here like 4 days. What do you think I'm doing when I'm not training?
Atta girl. Well, Chritine, listen. If there's any last words
right.
to the MMA-Holes, now's the time to say it.
Condemned. Check out the supplements at Condemned and Gorilla Apparel. Check them out. Shout out to my lawyer, Jason Ferguson. That's my guy. Shout out to MMA-Holes for having me on. I appreciate you for giving me the exposure, and everybody watching. Follow me at Chritine Ferea, my Instagram. If you want to talk shit, you want to hate me for being lesbian, I don't care. Come, like it, follow me. Much love and respect to everybody.
All right, Chritine. Thanks again. Looking to talk soon, okay? Be good.
Thank you.
There it is. Chritine Ferea, live on the MMA-Holes, the Misfit. Team Misfit coming on the show. What do you think? What do you say? I really like her. I really do, man. She is she is funny, man. I love the honesty and the drive, man. Probably the most drive of anyone we've had on the show. Usually everyone else has like that wind down time where they like this TV show or maybe that other sport or something else going on, but she's always plugged in. She's always focused. And she's my favorite lesbian as well. I agree. I agree. My favorite lesbian is Chritine Ferea, but I love that. I love when someone is just open and honest and just cool. And she's a good person, good soul over there. So shout out to Chritine Ferea, Misfit. Can't wait to see her next fight.
Wonderful.
Sinosi. Oh, we saw
Looking at this unbiased.
We saw that already. That came in already. Thank you again, Sinosi. Appreciate that. Let's see what we got here. What's up with my alerts? So if you're just jumping in, Chritine Ferea was on the show. Let me know what you think. Here's Sinosi again. Okay, hold on a second here. My alerts are playing. They're playing games. They're playing games with me. Who's worried? She's an open book. Yeah, the best guest to have, right? Best guest to have. My favorite lesbian's Mike H. Kiss my hammer, respect. Oh shit! Booby 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 trap. Booby 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 trap. Booby 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 trap. Booby 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 trap. Booby 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 trap, the booby. Wow, we haven't gotten the booby trap in a while. Ninja choke.
Christine is fucking badass.
She really is.
She should 12 PC David Feldman and get some more skrill. She's a champ for his promotion.
It drives me nuts when I saw, and thank you. How about that? The 690 booby trap. Thanks for the support. Appreciate that. When I saw that she was driving Lyft, I was like, what is going on? She is the bare knuckle champion. 2-time bare knuckle champion. 2-time bare knuckle champion. What the fuck is she doing driving Lyft? But she's just hustling, man. She loves money and she wants to get as much money as she can. And it's just wild, man. I wish that they did get paid more. I'm hoping Knucklemania, if that is the case in February, that should be a big spot for her. That's their big show. And a Beck Rollins versus Chritine Ferea. Let's go. Let's get it popping over there. I love that. And her thoughts on Jake Paul. You know, listen, you don't know how you feel about the guy, but he's doing something for the fighters, so she's kind of split back and forth. I got this poll in the live chat as well. And check this out. 251 with the votes. Who wins? Jake Paul, Nate Diaz, and 51% say Jake Paul, 49% say Nathaniel Diaz. Almost legitimately 50-50 here. It's like crazy. Crazy stuff over here. So get your votes in. We're not going to be on much longer. Let's get some last words in the chat over here. Actually, I want to talk about UFC 281 a little bit more as well. So I'm going to dive into that, and then we will wrap this puppy up. Jake, third round TKO via liver shot. Christine is just too small town girl. Oh, I just fucking lost you. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
Wonderful.
That's some crackhead shit. Most women are like, I'm going to lick that. I know it comes that shit. Jake, third round TKO via liver shot. So that 51% Gen Z. Oh, you're crazy, says Aaron. LOL hid. Those of us picking Nate in the poll are picking with our hearts, Moss. The others are picking with their dicks. Whoa, man.
Wonderful.
My God, Paulo Costa has posted one of my memes. Let's go. All right, Paulo Costa. Nathaniel Diaz can win by points if he doesn't get killed. No way he will TKO Nate or knock him out. I hate Jake Paul, Fook Jake Paul. At least I'm honest, says and the knitter. Hit the like button. 96 likes is completely unacceptable. And go follow Chritine Ferea, Team Misfit over here. Check out her IG. Go say hello from the MMA-Holes. If you missed her last fight, this is what she was doing to Taylor Starlin. And, yeah, there she goes. There she goes. Down goes Taylor. And Taylor's like, I had enough. Please. So there's Chritine Ferea doing her thing. That's Christine in the office. So let's move to UFC 281. Let's take a peek at this card because I haven't really looked at the card. It's literally next week. It's right around the corner. So we gotta talk about this shit here. UFC 281. Hold on a second. UFC. Search 281 Adesanya Pereira. This is in Madison Square Garden. You do have the co-main event of Esparza versus Zhang. Some people have a bad taste in their mouth because of Carla the Cookie Monster's fight with Rose. She is the champion. It is what it is. People hated that fight. They did not like it. They were bummed out. And I don't think they ever want to watch Carla fight again. But that has happened. I think it's going to be a solid scrap. As a co-main event, no. I would have liked... I understand Chandler versus Poirier is not a title fight. But Jesus. Come on. What are we doing here? It's a 3-round fight. 3 from the top. It's going to be a banger from the beginning. But boy, oh boy, I kind of wish that we did do a 5-rounder on this. And I kind of wish that this was the co-main event. I think you could make moves. It's MSG, for God's sakes. But how about MSG? Right? November MSG cards are usually cards that they really stack up. And is this card incredibly stacked? Well, the top of it, not the best. I mean, Poirier versus Chandler, yeah, it's a good fight. It's fun. But Carlos Esparza versus Zhang, interesting. I feel like there should have been another title fight or another novelty thing on there, but It is what it is. Frankie Edgar, probably a retirement fight over here versus Chris Gutierrez. Gutierrez has been doing all right lately. So that is his swan song in MSG. Dan Hooker comes back against Claudio Puelles. Talk about a guy that needs a win, Dan Hooker. You got Moicano versus Riddell. That's not bad. It's okay. Dominic Reyes returns against Ryan Spann. All right, not bad. Erin Blanchard. Oh, Molly McCann, the meatball. That's a name over there. She's been doing okay. Okay, so there's people on here. It's interesting. Petrosky versus Turman. Kovacevic is still fighting. Gomez Juarez is who she's fighting over there. Mike Trezano versus Seong-Woo Choi. Let's see what else we have here. Zaitar versus Matt Frivola. Matt Frivola on the card. Shout out to Matty Frivola. He was on the show. Julio Arce versus Montel Jackson. Olberg versus Negamorano. Olberg is actually Izzy's boy. I don't think he'll be the first fight on this card. He actually looked really good in his last fight. So Olberg got 2 fights. He had that finish in the first round, and he beat Fabio Charant, which was a layup for him. Although it did go to a decision. But Olberg looked nasty in his last fight, and that he is the model-looking Izzy boyfriend. So on the same card, you have Izzy's boyfriend. You have Brad Riddell on this card. Anyone else? Oh, and Dan Hooker. So Izzy's got his boys here. No Volkanovski or anything like that. But he does have some of his boys on this card. I got to be honest with you. It's good. It's decent. It's a decent card, and it ends pretty well because that is a fascinating fight with Pereira and Adesanya with the history they have with each other. But doesn't feel like an MSG card. It feels like a solid pay-per-view. It just doesn't feel like that juicy November crisp air MSG card. Doesn't have that feeling, but 14 fights are on it. Hopefully everything stays intact. I want to know what you guys think in the chat. Is it a good card? Is it a bad card? Is it a mediocre card? Are you going to buy it? Are you going to stream it? Are you not going to watch it? Are you just going to watch the MMA? What are you going to do? You going to watch the MMA holes? Of course you're going to watch the MMA holes with all those options. But what do you think about this thing? Frankie Edgar on the card equals not 10 out of 10. This is little seal. It's okay. It's good. Not terrible. Decent. Not the best pay-per-view of the year. You need more girth. Yeah, I do. More girth needs to be on that card. UFC doesn't have the star power they did years ago. Point blank, says Eric. Space Zombie. Let's see. Nope, hate him. He causes trouble and thinks he's the greatest. Fook, Jake Paul. True Moss, I have that T-small feeling. Well, you got, so it's got a good Aussie presence on that card. So if you got the Aussie background, you're living with the kangaroos and stuff like that, I'm sure you're probably going to like this card, right? But I don't know. I just feel like it's not juicy for an MSG card. It's a so-so card. It's puppy power. It does feel like a card that they would have in Australia, you know? I think it would have, like, how could they not put this together? Don't they have an Australia card coming up? Like, you have these Aussie guys on the card. Like, why not throw them on there? Or New Zealand or whatever. Why not throw those guys, like, stack up? But this is MSG. This is what we got going on MSG. Still great fights all the time. Just more fights now, so we're spoiled bitches. Probably. I mean, it could be good matchups. Matchups don't look terrible. Just, I don't know. It doesn't have that juice for some reason. We'll see how next week goes. And we'll have a press conference, and we'll see how they market this card. But I don't feel, the November MSG, that buzz. I don't feel it too much. Hopefully it gets a little more ramped up. Maybe because of the mega card that's coming this weekend. Maybe because of Rodriguez versus Lemos, It's such a good card that, maybe that's why we're not feeling it. Here you go. Solid fight night over here. I'm not going to complain. But, if you're taking this one off, I don't blame you. Should be decent matchups, though. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Neil Magny versus Rodriguez, interesting in some sort of way. But Parisian versus Sherman. All right. We'll see. We'll see how this thing goes. But last thoughts on UFC 281. This weekend card is stacked. back to Space Zombie. I feel like pay-per-views lately have been full of high-level technical fights, so we don't get the same jazz as the flash knockouts during the fight nights, says Little Seal. Yeah, there is a little bit, like, it feels like these fight nights, these people have something to prove. So you get a little electrifying knockout situations on the fight nights. So who knows, this card coming up Saturday might surprise us. Where's the stars like Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, and Mike Jackson? Mike Jackson. I gotta watch the Izzy fight. Yeah, Izzy versus Pereira is a good one though. That is fun. I am very worried. I'm very worried about. Here's my concerns. I think it's going to be competitive. I think it's going to be a fun fight, the main event. I do. I have high expectations. I think, that the threat of that left hook is something to be worried about. My fear is Izzy does an Izzy fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, why should Izzy take any chances in this fight? If there is a fight for Adesanya to play safe, it's this one. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. Circle, get out. Leg kick, get out. Get the fuck out. Get out, get out. Like I see... For some reason, I'm envisioning that is what Izzy's going to go with over here. I don't think he's going to be standing and banging, sitting in the pocket. I mean, maybe. Who knows? Maybe he's got something to prove, especially after all the memes and stuff that have been coming out with the oxygen mask. And even the boss, even Dana White showing highlights of Izzy getting flatlined. So maybe Izzy will get baited into a slobber knocker. But I do feel there's a realistic... main event that this is going to go 5 rounds and Izzy's going to play it as safe as he possibly can, and I don't blame him. If I was in Izzy's shoes, I'd probably do the same freaking thing. Why do you want to stand in front of this man? Why do you want to stand in front of him and risk dying, getting your head fucking chopped off? But if that happens and it's just like a 5-round snoozer, and then Esparza just lays on Zhang. Zhang showed some grappling as well, so her grappling's gotten tremendously better ever since she's been with Cejudo. But say if it's a stalemate and these girls are just fucking rolling around the ground, that's ridiculous. And we might peak at Poirier versus Chandler, which that is going to be a good fight. There's no worry about that fight. No concerns. So fight number 12 is where we might peak and then we might nosedive. We might, by the time we get to Poirier and Chandler, we're probably like, wow, this card is fucking good, man. Like the matchups are pretty decent, right? Not the biggest of star power, but still decently matched fights. Frivola is a banger. Azaitar, that's a fucking fire fight. But and Moicano versus Riddell should be pretty good. I'm sure Riddell's going to want to bounce back. Hooker, I'm sure, is going to want to bounce back versus Puelas. He's got an easy guy there. So there are fights here, where I have a feeling they're going to be fun. We're going to peak at Poirier, and we might just nosedive the last 2. And then the whole pay-per-view falls apart. So that is my concern. I'm going to go in with low expectations for this card and hope for the best. Just say, okay, let's see how this thing goes. I hope I'm pleasantly surprised. I really do, because it could be good, but it doesn't have that star power to get me all chubbed up. All right, final words from the chat, as I had a wonderful, wonderful time with you guys and gals. Big thank you to Chritine Ferea for hopping on the show and talking about her lesbian activities and her rise to championship status. A fantastic interview with the double defending champ. Very exciting. Not double champ, but the 2-time champ. I want Chandler to win. I see Dustin running through him, though, TKO in the second or something. Yeah, so early predictions, I'm not a big fan of that. I usually like to watch the face-offs. But this one here, I don't need much evidence. I honestly don't. There are certain fights I don't need evidence, and I do feel strongly on Poirier. Well, let's see what the odds are. I'll probably even put a bet on Poirier. But I think Poirier's going to be a favorite in this thing, so I don't know how much it's going to... what that's going to do for me. Let's see. Adesanya versus Pereira. If Weili Zhang KOs Carla, it would be so sweet. Thanks, Moss. Night, bro. Night Ninja Choke. That would be pretty good. Yeah, I'm rooting for Zhang. I like Carla, though. In a weird way, I like the fact that everyone hates her. Chandler's a plus 144. So Poirier a little bit of a favorite there. I'm curious if that's going to tighten up even more. Poirier should be the favorite. Anyone taking the plus money? Listen, there's a part of me that wants... I want Chandler to win that fight. I think Chandler's more fun just all around. His WWE attitude and his reckless craziness. I like watching Chandler fight. He's not here for a long time. He's here for a good time, you know? So I'll probably be rooting for Chandler, but I'm going to pick Poirier in that fight. So he's a slight favorite in that thing. Where's Esparza? Let's see. I'm just looking at the odds here. Let's see. Esparza is, wow, a plus 261. Oh, fuck. Anyone taking the under on? I mean, Jesus. Plus 261. I understand that Zhang is the favorite. She looked so good in her last fight. But Esparza, she knows how to hold people down. We don't hate Carla. She seems like a great person. We just hate her fighting style. Yeah, she's the type of girl that she's got that like fire hydrant face. You know, that stone fire hydrant face that you just keep on punching her, and she's just trying to get you down to the ground. She's tough though. I might take I don't know. Let's see what's sticking out right now at this stage. I'm not placing any bets. I just want to see what like sticks out. Puelas. Well, Hooker's the favorite over Puelas. Where does Frivola stand? Matt Frivola. Let's see, where you at? Here he is. He's a plus 111. So this is almost a pick 'em. Actually, no, he's the minus. He's the favorite. He's a minus 142. Oh man, Ottman is actually getting plus money on that. Ooh boy. Oh boy. Oh God, I like Matt, man. He's been on the show. He's a solid. You know, he's got power in his hands. He's got good grappling. I got to be honest with you. If Ottman's getting plus money, I don't hate that bet. I got to look at the face-off. But if he's getting plus money, I think whoever's getting plus in this fight, I'm just going to put money on wherever it stands. Ottman's a solid bet. Knockout. Damn, he's getting plus money. Fuck. Woo! I want to, Carl. I kind of want to. I feel like this is gonna switch. I listen. I hope Frivola wins. But dude, man, undefeated prospect. Ugh. Yeah, he does. Ottman does have. He's got bombs in his hands, literally. On that note, let's get out of here. Thank you guys for stopping by. Appreciate it. Thanks to all our sponsors. We got Sheath. We got Headrush in the description down below. MyBookie.ag is the website. Use promo code MMA-HOLES across the board for our sponsors. CBDX.com. Use our promo code for 20% off of that. Plus money. I like it, Carl. I like it. I'm not going to make a bet now, though. I'm gonna wait. I'm going to be smart. I'll wait for the face-off, see where the lines are at, and I'll do the picks on Friday before the fights. But let me know in the comments if you watched the replay or if you didn't get your words heard in the live chat. Comment section down below. That's where I need you guys to talk because we read all those comments. We got something wonderful. Slip it in late in the stream. Thank you, my man.
Every time Chandler wins, he adopts another black kid.
It's funny because it's true. Thank you, Sylvetta. Thank you for the $2 donation. Shout out to the donators, baby. Keeping us afloat. Appreciate that. You sexy donators, you. Thank you so much. That's pretty much it. What we got? Friday's Fuko Friday. We are ending this year. It's kind of nuts. We are literally winding down. I mean, December's like right around the corner. This is crazy. The year is almost over. It's almost done. This year is almost done. It is a weird one. We've all had some tough times. You know, we had the COVID bullshit that was going on. And then we had this whole like recession thing. The gas prices going up and craziness. So I just want to say to everyone out there, thank you. Thank you for stopping in with the likes. Thank you so much for hitting the donos. Thank you for keeping us afloat. We'll be live Friday. We have a second channel called Not the MMA-Holes. It's a gaming channel down below if you want to jump on and watch us game. And we talk about anything. It's like a therapy session. I talk about the demons inside my brain. So if you want to talk about other stuff, Not the MMA-Holes down below, hit that. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell. And yeah, Friday will be live. Saturday will be live for the fights. So we see you for that. Thank you, Julian Lane, for coming on the show as well. Chritine Ferea, of course. Thank you so much. And don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-Hole.